When did it become acceptable for politicians to enact policies that strangle businesses, harm families, and ignore the needs of the very people they claim to represent? The relentless pursuit of ideological goals has led to a toxic cocktail of economic pain, one that small businesses across the UK can no longer endure. In the face of skyrocketing national insurance hikes, rising energy bills, and the ever-expanding burden of regulations, the question must be asked, is this government truly committed to supporting its citizens, or are they more interested in pushing their own political agenda, regardless of the consequences? The situation has become unbearable. With every passing day, the weight of financial pressures on businesses grows heavier. The 1.2% increase in national insurance is only the tip of the iceberg. Employers are already struggling with a constant upward march in operating costs, whether it be the national minimum wage, energy prices, or the myriad of other levies imposed by the state. The result? A perfect storm that's forcing businesses to either reduce their workforce or close their doors entirely. In the small business sector, where margins are razor-thin, the scale of this burden is catastrophic. Business owners are no longer faced with the choice of growth or stability. They are being forced to choose between survival and extinction. But the government's approach to the crisis is a masterclass in tone deafness. At a time when businesses need practical, immediate support, politicians seem more focused on abstract long-term goals. The government's response has been nothing short of reckless, as they continue to impose burdens that are driving the very businesses they purport to protect into the ground. And let's be clear, when businesses falter, it's not just the owners who suffer. It's the employees, their families, and the communities that depend on them. The ripple effect of job losses is far-reaching, and yet, the government acts as if these casualties are mere collateral damage. The argument put forth by some, most notably those on the left, insists that we must press forward with ambitious policies such as net zero emissions goals. While climate change is undeniably a global challenge, the obsession with zero-carbon policies, at the expense of the nation's economic health, is misguided. The idea that we can simply force industries and businesses to comply with burdensome regulations without any regard for the economic fallout is not just irresponsible, it's dangerous. The government seems intent on pushing an agenda that is ultimately self-destructive. Policies that cripple the business sector, make energy unaffordable, and restrict economic mobility cannot be justified under the guise of climate action. If the goal is truly to protect the planet, then why is the solution to drain the lifeblood of small businesses, the backbone of the UK economy? What is particularly infuriating is the hypocrisy of those who push these policies while avoiding the very sacrifices they demand of others. The politicians and elites who champion green policies and net zero initiatives are the very same ones who hop on private jets and live lives of opulence. They talk the talk, but rarely walk the walk. They believe they can control the narrative through legislation, yet they remain insulated from the fallout that millions of working-class families will have to face. It's easy to champion an idealistic cause when you're not the one footing the bill. But for the small business owner, the reality is much grimmer. Perhaps the most infuriating aspect of this entire debacle is the lack of true solutions being offered by government officials. Sure, we hear promises of support and vague assurances of help, but when it comes to concrete measures, the results are paltry at best. Instead of addressing the root causes of the economic distress, such as the national insurance hikes, energy price inflation, and excessive regulation, the government offers little more than loans and temporary relief packages. These band-aid solutions are not enough. Businesses don't need more debt. They need the freedom to operate without being crushed under the weight of ever-increasing costs. They need a government that understands the harsh realities of running a business and is willing to make tough decisions that prioritize the livelihoods of the many over the political ambitions of the few. It's clear that if the government truly wanted to support businesses, they would reverse policies that are already proving to be destructive. A reconsideration of the national insurance hikes is the bare minimum. A serious overhaul of regulations that stifle business growth is crucial. And a commitment to reducing energy costs, which are threatening to swallow businesses whole, must be a top priority. These are the practical solutions that would have a real impact on the ground. But it seems that political ideologies are winning out over practical concerns. The time for wishy-washy solutions is over. It's time for the government to recognize the severity of the situation and take bold, decisive action. The UK cannot afford to continue down this path of self-destruction. Small businesses are the lifeblood of the economy, and if they collapse, the entire system will follow. It's not just a political issue, it's a matter of survival. The government must act with urgency and stop ignoring the cries of the very people who sustain this nation. The future of the UK depends on it.